Check me out.
Yeah. Hey, podcast listening people. Connor Dube here. Hope you're having a great day. And thank you, as always, for listening into the show. Very much appreciate you. This is Mile High Mentors here to bring you incredible insight, stories, resources from the local Colorado community. And I am your host each and every single episode. Now, before we dive in, couple quick things here. First off, please don't forget, make sure you subscribe wherever you're listening. We are on all your favorite podcast platforms. So if you're just randomly finding this, well, just know we're elsewhere as well. If you prefer to listen on Spotify or iTunes or, Apple Podcast or Spreaker, iHeartRadio, you find us. We're there, Mile High Mentors. And I have a great show for you today. I am so excited. We've been waiting to do this one with Delroy Gill, Stuart Crowell, my two friends who are the founders of the legendary social group that gives back and looks damn good in the process of doing it, Denver Gents, as well as Liv Sotheby's Realty. Delroy and Stuart are both top luxury real estate producers in the state of Colorado, and they are taking down an immense goal this year of $75 million in transactions. So we got to sit down, talk about the vlog that they're actually creating around that, the community that they've created, the impact, the social impact, the giving back that they're doing, and a lot of other things that are just incredibly valuable. And whatever industry you're in, whatever space you're in, I guarantee you're going to get some incredible information, insights out of this podcast. I know I did. I've gone back. I've already listened to it a couple times, and it was just great. And I can't thank Delroy and Stu for giving the time. It was a blast. So before we dive in real quick, if you want to sponsor Mile High Mentors or you have guests you recommend for the show, make sure you email us, milehighmentors@gmail.com. You can also send us a message wherever you find us at Mile High Mentors. We probably use Instagram the most, and or you can message at producer Julius or me at Connor Dube, Connor Dube, Dube, and we'd love to hear from you. Love to see how we can collaborate. We're always looking for local Colorado collaboration sponsors, all that good jazz. Also, real quick, no matter what you do, whether you sell a product, service, you're a part of a nonprofit, it really comes down to two things: being able to reach enough of the right people and being able to consistently stay in front of them. Well, our partners over at Active Blogs have just the programs that you need to make this a success. Go visit them at activeblogs.com. Make sure you let your rep know when you talk to them that you were sent through Mile High Mentors, activeblogs.com. And what they can do is help you assess where you're at with your marketing, what it is you're trying to accomplish, what are your competitors doing, how can you gain a competitive advantage over them, and put together a unique custom program to help you reach and stay in front of enough of the right people. Again, activeblogs.com. And with that, folks, unless I'm forgetting anything, please give it up in helping me welcome. Make sure you hit these guys up. Oh, something I did forget to mention, and I'll just put it in the forefront here because I'm such a huge fan of Delroy and Stu and what it is that they're doing, is they also just created a new platform called the Daily Dose for real estate agents. It's like $8 a month. I'm not even in real estate, guys, and I signed up for this thing, and every day I get these incredible texts of golden nuggets, insights, the community that comes along with it. So in the show notes, make sure you check out that Daily Dose, the actual download for it. The Daily Dose, Agent Daily Dose. There's a lot of great insights there. It's like $8 a month, totally worth it. It's literally having Delroy and Stu mentor you without having to, go meet in person for coffee. You're getting the insights that they've accumulated over years and years of real estate. So without further ado, please welcome Delroy and Stu to the Mile High Mentors podcast. got... Hey, do you recognize these peeps? Hopefully. If not, you will. You will know them.
That's right.
What do you guys got going on today?
That's our fault if you don't know us. You'll know us soon.
Yeah.
I personally apologize for you guys not knowing me.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
You're around. We see you. See your videos. I see your posts. I follow you.
I follow you.
Yes.
I follow both of you. I study the two of you because what you've done here is incredible. Community you've built, the empire you've built, not in a short amount of time because I know I've interviewed both of you before and years in the making.
Mm-hmm.
How did you two meet originally?
Well, we met out in Vegas. We had a conference for Sotheby's. So every year or so, Sotheby's International Realty holds a global conference. And funny enough, I knew he was from Denver, but we hadn't met each other. We sat next to each other at the panel on social media, which was day 2 of a 3-day conference. And about halfway through, we looked at each other and we're like, are these guys, do they know what they're talking about? Are you getting anything from this?
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I'm not. I'm like, me either. Like, this is whack. Everyone up there talking about, what they're doing on social media, it just seemed so elementary as far as, really
It was good if you're at the super basic entry
which
level.
is completely fine.
Which
obviously.
most agents are very behind on.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I think jumping into the pool is better than not.
Right.
But for us personally, we were like, okay. So then we started bonding over, marketing and kind of new strategies around market. We both wanted to we were really already creating brands personally around ourselves.
How long ago was this, by the way?
2017.
Okay, a couple years ago.
September of 17. So a couple years ago. And then we helped each other with marketing after that once we got home to Denver and, kind of started our friendship and then partnership.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We're in real estate, FYI. We're in real estate.
Yeah. Well, I've interviewed, those of you that are listening, I've interviewed Delroy before. I've interviewed you and Kate together before. We got to do one-on-one too, by the way.
Sure.
So you can always go back and check out their podcast for reference. But getting the two of you together, I mean, it's very clear you're building something big right now. And I think it's really important for people to learn what you're doing, how you're doing it. Something that I've learned so much from the two of you over the last couple of years is community. Like, that is so hard to do. And you guys have really cracked it, is building community. Because off of the base of community is what's going to help your goals. I mean, you have this big, audacious goal of 75 million this year. We should definitely talk about that. But how did you two come together and decide, like, building a community was something that would be important?
Yeah, I think that building a community was just kind of in our DNA already. We're always been the type of people that no matter the environment, we're open to sharing our information and what we've learned and where we're struggling and where we're succeeding. So having other people around you that are open to sharing and have that same kind of mindset, it kind of organically builds a community. It's just that what we've done is like, man, we want more of this. Like we kind of thrive in those environments. So we're like, okay, let's build more communities. Let's try and give back more to these people who've been so gracious to us to kind of, give us mentor, give us tips, give us tricks, whether it be in real estate, whether it be like actually impacting the actual community, or it just being in general business or in life, right? So then you just start having all these people in these different facets of life. And now you're like, let's hang out. And then now it's an environment where it's this kind of organic, cool community where people are from all different backgrounds, walks of life. And then, that's how you have stuff like Denver Gents and different kind of environments like that. We have, real estate friends and you have these different pockets of people. And we're just okay with kind of bringing everyone together, whereas sometimes I think people are scared to kind of co-mingle their different walks of life, where we're like, yeah, bring everyone together.
Well, that's what I found, and we've talked about this too. I found so interesting. Just Denver Gents, for example, is you look at it from the outside looking in, and you think something different about that community in particular. But then when you really get in, you start meeting people, start building the relationships. It's like, whoa, there's not a lot of ego in that group. It's very, very much of that community. Like, what are you working on? How can I help you? Who can I connect you with? What are you building? Like, how can we support each other? Like, some of the guys I've met in that group are like best homies now, you know?
Yep.
And it's just like, cool. Did you guys envision that with what it is now, or did it just kind of like build into that?
We knew from the get-go, once we actually started Denver Gents, and anything we start, that eventually it'll get to a point where the people who don't want those things, they don't want to help others, they don't want to be collaborative, they aren't open books, they are inaccessible or maybe a little arrogant, they would fade away. They wouldn't be involved in year 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, because the community we would end up building would be those types of people that you just described, and that's why, you know, you get value out of Denver Gents, like many members. But, you know, to go back to us as well, one of our, like our pretty much, I would say our foundational philosophy in everything that we do, business or otherwise, comes down to trying to almost automate adding value to others. And that doesn't mean it's not, you know, sometimes that gets a little bit like, I don't know, a little like hefty sounding, right? Or almost like ethereal, like I can't really grasp that, but just creating a community of individuals who are all, you know, take themselves, you know, in their profession seriously, they want to give back, they're charitable, but they don't maybe know how, or they don't have access to it. That's going to create value. You just know, right? You get those people in the room, there's going to be some handshakes, there's going to be some laughs, there's going to be some good collaborations that come out of that. So we employed that with building Denver Gents. We definitely employ that with building our real estate business as well.
Yeah. And we don't go into it like, oh, we're going to build this and get referrals and get business. Like we would do Denver Gents, we would do community stuff, with whether it gives us business or not. And in fact, Denver Gents is not anywhere near like generating us leads. We do it because we're passionate about building the community part of it. That's it.
Yeah, so you wanted to build community. I mean, it's like, it's been cool to take off. And that's how I feel about Mile High Mentors too, by the way, is like, I would do it regardless of any outcome. It's just fun. I enjoy doing this.
Yeah, it's fun.
Don't get to like sit down and just like talk in this kind of setting as much anymore. But so where did you two come up with the idea for Denver Gents? How was that born?
It was so it's a long story, but we'll abbreviate. But long story short, it was birthed on Instagram originally. So it was a social media page that I created and just wanted to showcase again that there is a community and there are people in Denver that actually do wear suits and ties, and not everyone wears flip-flops or yoga pants, or just to kind of break the stereotype.
On the days they're not wearing suits and ties, that's what they are wearing.
So just to break the stereotype, because we were getting a big influx of people moving here, and you know, people have these perceptions. So basically the page,
like the granola person is like all that lives in Colorado for the most part. Yeah,
exactly. So to break that, here's a page of my friends or people I know that are opposite from what you guys are saying. Then, long story short, Mizu, shout out to Johnny at Mizu, the sushi restaurant in Low.
I know Johnny.
Yep.
He's a good guy.
So he basically reached out to the page. I don't even think if he knew it was me actually running the page. I didn't announce it was me or say anything. And this is kind of along that time frame where we've just met each other, we've come back and we're helping each other. So I'm like, Stu, man, I'm posting these pictures of everyone. Like, I need some help. Can you help me post these pictures? So we're both just posting pictures. And then we get invited from a restaurant to say, hey, we want you guys in all these suits that you're wearing to show up and have, you know, a lunch or a dinner or kind of a happy hour at our restaurant. Cool, no problem. So we go there. It's supposed to be, you know, he's like, I'll set a table, 10 to 15 people, and then, you know, just have them come by. So again, we're just organized. We're business orientated. So we set up like the Eventbrite page and kind of brand it. And it's called Suits and Sushi. We have this whole event that we're going to throw, and we're going to invite these 10 to 15 people, these gentlemen in suits, and go have a good time and meet some new people. We put it out on the page. We had probably 50 or 60 followers at the time. Send it out to IG. We're thinking we'll invite or register like 20 or 30, 10, 15 will show up, the normal numbers. We send it out. we get there, there's already people, like, wait, there's probably 10 people at the restaurant by the time we get there. And prior to us getting there, the registrations just keep on coming
And you're
in.
surprised by that.
Massively surprised. Like, we honestly thought we were going to get a limited amount of number and have to, like, really convince a bunch of...
Had you organized, like, meetups or groups like that before?
No. This is...
So, in your past?
In my past, I kind of grew up in like a community collaborative like space that we don't need to get into fully, but I had some secondhand experience with that kind of stuff. But doing it yourself, especially with a new concept, is always scary.
I've done events, like event stuff, but not like building a this is different. This is like an ongoing, we're together in this forever kind of thing.
But you didn't have that. That
didn't go into
that
it.
wasn't in your mind going into it.
Didn't go into it in that mindset at all. So the registrations basically got up to 100 plus people registered saying that they were coming to the event. And the day of the event, people kept on registering while we were there. And probably 80 people in suits came through the door that evening, showing up to this venue. And we obviously had to cancel the table we were at, took over the whole bar area of the restaurant. And then the audience that was there just eating their dinner were like, what the hell is going on over there? Why are all, like, was there a wedding?
Yeah.
Where did you guys all come from? And everyone's shocked to see it. And then the guys that were all kind of there for the event is like, when are we doing this again? Like, so next week I'll see you again. And me and Stuart were like, we better start planning.
We don't even know what this is.
Yeah. What is this? Yeah. So it just basically honestly grew organically through IG, then organically at the day when we got together. And then me and Stuart just went back after and just said, okay, we'll plan another event because it was fun and it was cool. But we don't just want to be looked at and, you know, standing in a bar or restaurant just to do it. Like, what? There's got to be a purpose behind this. We don't want to just do this just to hang out and drink. We can do that any day of the week. We can have our friends and hang out. So we decided basically to see how committed everybody was. And we said, hey, you pay a membership fee. We'll take the money and we'll start donating to charities and give a component back to the community all the time. And literally everyone was
This was in between Meetup 1, Meetup 2. You start talking about charities.
We started talking about it. And then Meetup 2, we announced it. And I think every single person signed up that day.
Wow.
And there was like 50 people there. So it
between 50 and 150. The initial membership was actually $50.
Yeah, when it first started. It's gone up since then because we're trying to give way more money now.
Yeah. And you guys have.
We have.
I mean, you've made a huge impact.
Yeah, we have.
And speaking of we got to talk about PBLA at some point in time as well. PBLA, right?
Yep, PBLA.
Okay.
Yep.
And that's it. Why do you feel there's such a draw to that? Because I know we all know a number of people who are trying to organize meetups, groups, communities. Why did that have and still have such a big draw to it?
Yeah. The style component was kind of huge, right? Where it was like, literally at that first event, the thing that we got more often, the comment that we got most often was, this is great. I can go out in a suit with a bunch of other people who are in suits and it's not a wedding. And I'm in Denver, which was like, to me, my mind was blown because moving from DC in 2016, you know, where it's basically suit and tie everywhere, even in the humidity of July. So, you know, that was cool.
And you coming from London.
Every day.
Right?
Every day.
Yeah.
Since I was born, we go wear a tie to primary school, secondary school, everything.
Right. So I think that was a part of like that initial concept that had people coming back. And then once we roll, it was really the charitable component. And I've always had a belief too, because just going through college, you know, fairly recently and everything, like our generation, we really do want to give back. We really do. But not many people have, the financial resources in order to do so. We're paying off hella student debts. We've got, you know, trying to build lives, trying to buy houses, trying to live a life, you know, and access to giving back is actually difficult, right? Like if you go and try to volunteer, just anywhere, basically, it's going to be complicated. You got to apply. You have to go through maybe an interview process. You're only going to be able to do certain things when you volunteer. So there's just a lack of access around that stuff, in my opinion. And so I think those, once people got involved with Denver Gents, it was like, oh, this is, most of the people who are sticking around to this point, they're really geared into the give back side more than the style side, which is exactly, I mean, we don't want to be just like the, fresh group in Denver, right? I mean, it's cool to be that, and that's a cool, splashy thing.
And I don't think anyone thinks that maybe in the very beginning people could perceive that, but I don't think anyone sees
not
that.
Now.
No,
No.
Absolutely not.
But also one of the big draws, I think, now when you're ingrained or when people see us, is that there's not actually, you can't normally have this much fun and give back at the same time. Like, we have a good time. Everybody is excited to come to the event and they've paid their money and they want to donate and do good. But there's also that component of, I get to hang out with cool people. I get to hang out with my friends and I'm doing good in the community at the same time. Like, who doesn't want to do that? Normally, you go to the regular black tie event, the buy-in is $10,000. Yeah. And you sit there, you have a nice meal, and then you go home.
And there's no community.
There's no community
built around it in the backbone.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think that was a big piece of it.
I think that's what's also unique about doing it in Colorado too, because if you try to do it in any other state, I wonder how it would build upon itself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, timing is everything, right? So I mean, even now building it in Denver, it'd be actually more difficult.
Yeah, well, and this is interesting because you guys are both in real estate. I mean, think it's like that diamond. You just brush it off, and it was there the whole time. Like all these guys,
they were waiting. They were waiting for this.
They had their suits from weddings from from like 10 years ago that they're ready to brush off, and they want to look good, go out. People love business networking, but not the traditional the one night meet and greet.
The name tag, give me your card, give me your card. It's all generic now. It's that's all generic.
But this is what's unique about real estate, and where the two of you got into this, started building your brand, and now you're over here thinking about 75 million. Like, we're going to take that down this year. And it's like Colorado as a whole, it's just big undusted diamond that people just are now starting to see a surface level of.
Yeah. Definitely.
Agreed. I mean, secret's out for sure.
Yeah, we threw it out on the internet.
No. You flaunted it out. You let it hang out.
I mean, we did it in a stylish way, but still, it's still a scary component to doing that, right? I mean, you don't just see people normally talking about how much they're gonna achieve in the year, putting it out in the universe. Like, people do it personally, write it down, and know what they're gonna do, or maybe tell their circle. You gotta think we're in a company where there's the top producing agents in the state. Like, it's not a place where everyone just open cards on the hey, this is what I'm doing, and hey, do you want to come along this journey too? So doing it was a thought out process. Like, do we want to do this? Like, is this the direction we're going to go in?
What do you mean by this?
Like, put it out. Like, are we going to do it this way? We had the goal regardless.
You mean the money goal?
Yeah. We had that goal. That was our goal personally, regardless. But do we want to bring our community who's been growing with us outside? We would have tried to do it that way, but then how do we do it? Like, it can't. It's just got to be everyone. So we just put it out and just said, hey, here we are.
We thought, what actually happened to dive into the 75 million goal and kind of the why behind it. On our end, more of like a kind of strategic component, and then there's other sides of it that I'll get into, but we wanted to start a vlog this year, a once a month vlog, kind of chronicling some of the behind the scenes stuff. How have we grown our business so quickly, and just be open books. We are open books already, but we can't answer every DM. We can't respond to every request for a coffee. Like, we can't, and we'll get into some of that later too.
We should definitely get into that.
Yeah. But beyond that, we thought it would be cool to do this in Denver where, honestly, people love seeing beautiful houses. Denver has a ton of them. We see them all day. The people wonder how we've grown our business. We're happy to share, right? So we were chronicling all this, and we thought, what would be like a central thread of like why you would watch this vlog? And basically, we thought about a couple different concepts, but the one we landed on is the thread is this 75 million. And there's a bunch of different whys in terms of, because no one likes to just watch real estate agents make more money, right? That's not the reason you would tune in, or not the reason
Into
we're
the
promoting.
two of you, is it about the money?
No.
Is it about the money?
No.
It's about the.
It's not about the money.
It's about. I'll tell you
That's
what
what's
it's about.
funny is in the 75 too.
That was honestly, that's straight. Just we're in an open.
I didn't mean to cut you
No,
off.
that's fine.
No, we're in an open share all on the table, and we're always like this. The 75 million is clickbait. That's what it's actually to get you to say, what the hell? Because it's a big number. It doesn't matter what industry you're in. It doesn't matter what it is. It's our goal, but it's an attention grabber.
Yeah.
The series that we're going to do is not going to be all about us and the money. It's actually going to be how are we doing it, day-to-day things that anyone
The
can
other
implement.
thing as well to tie into that is we really wanted to be audacious with this and show and hopefully inspire other people in any industry.
Well, you're
going to
get one of two things. You're going to get the haters who are like, look at these show-offs or whatever,
Sure.
which is good because haters are promoters for you. And the other is the people who wouldn't even consider thinking at that level, and then see how you're doing it, and then inspire.
Well, and just the other thing too is just that from a perspective on, and this is what we really are going to get into more with this vlog. Not that it's going to be the Delroy and Stu show, but he's an immigrant from London. I moved here in 2016 and didn't know anybody. Right? That is not necessarily
Besides your wife.
for right. Well, she moved with me. She brought me along.
You still have.
She dragged me into Denver.
Okay.
So, but that is not necessarily, especially in Denver's marketplace, a recipe for success. Historically, if you look at
in real
estate.
Wait, of people moving here from out of state?
I'm talking about the mixture of him being an immigrant from out of the country, me being brand new to the state of Colorado, not knowing anybody 3.5 years
that's who's buying the real estate right?
To go into our space that we're in, which is the luxury space.
Yeah,
we're in the luxury space. So just to give a clear example of what we're talking about is, so we just made the top list of brokers in Denver. And on that list, the majority of people that made that list have been in this business for 20 plus years, 15 plus years. Their families from here. They grew up in these luxury neighborhoods. That's everyone on the list besides us.
Yeah.
So that's just who we are, and we just have to.
So we want to showcase that in the way
you
of
can come from any environment.
You can come from any environment and be successful.
100%.
Yep. And it is truly a mindset thing. There's been many things I've had to overcome mindset wise along this journey in real estate and Denver Gents.
Yeah.
Same goes for him.
Well, yeah, we talked about this all the time. Is like people see you now. But we talked about you like 10 years ago and trying to get to where you're at now. It's like
completely different life.
Yeah.
Completely different life.
But looking back, it probably feels like overnight.
Not for me.
Yeah.
Not for me, it doesn't.
Or people see it as overnight.
People see it.
But looking back in hindsight, it's maybe not overnight, but like probably went by quicker than you could have.
I'll tell you what, the reason it doesn't feel like overnight for me is there was a long stretch of the recession. The growth right now is very, very rapid, 100%. But going through it, I know that going through all of that back-end stuff led up to this, right? To what it is today. So that was slow motion, and then now it is rapid. And now the market, it's a perfect storm, right? There's a lot of momentum that's being built that can happen now. It's just, are you understanding of the concept? Are you bringing value? Are you putting yourself out? There's a lot of things that you can do now to attract this, and you just have to see the value in it. But yeah, now you can grow very, very rapidly now if you know how to do it. Yep.
And you guys have the formula for it.
I think we got some hacks.
Yeah.
We definitely have some tricks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So the 75 million, what was it's clickbait. It's going to capture people's attention like, whoa, 75 million, that's big. And what's crazy, this is a total sidetrack, is the last 5 years I've been writing, my net worth at 30 is 75 million. For some weird 75 million exactly to the dollar.
Nice.
And then here you guys are like out there talking about it. It's like, whoa, that's so weird. Like it's not 80.
You know what is so
90.
funny? This is not the first time I've had a conversation just like this about
Why
manifesting 75 in
Why
75
why
million,
75?
75 clients, $75,000. It's just
What is it? 75? Because me, literally, if you go to my my apartment right now, on my whiteboard on the right hand side says 75 million.
Yeah. This is so. There's a few reasons, but it's so funny because I was watching your podcast you were doing a comment and you guys were saying like what was the word you used? The cap. Like there's a cap on where our minds will take us.
Governor.
There's a governor.
Yeah,
governor on it. So I think the number 75 is a massive number. But if you say 80 or 90, you're like, you're almost at 100. And then it's like, whoa, I don't know. That's like maybe too much.
That's an interesting thought.
You go 75 because it's like almost near 50 in your mind. It's a lower number, but you know it's still huge. Like if you get 75, you're crushing it. It doesn't matter what business or what you're in, you're still crushing it. So there's that component of it. Then even in our business, the way they do even awards for realtors and stuff, that the numbers are kind of 30, 50, 75, 100. So milestones to be really classified as a top producing agent, 75 is one of those targets.
Interesting. Yeah. So it's already that's kind of set there. You guys are just out there promoting it, talking about it.
Yeah. So we're trying to be that.
Isn't that, why not 750 million? Because you two could do it. You've got the talent, you've got the mentality, you've got the skill set to
we'd have
take
to
down
expand to LA or New York to do that.
Yeah, you got,
it's just a different level. It's just a different game.
It's a different level. I mean, there's still, in our goal, there's still the reality, right? Not to say we don't put any boundaries, and yeah, if we wanted to do 750 million, we could. It's just the process and the methods around it are different, meaning we know we would have to implement a massive team. We would have to hire a bunch of agents. We could do it, but do we want to do that? We don't. We don't. So
we've actually had this conversation, right? Like where do we want to go?
See, I like that you've had this conversation.
Oh yeah.
We have
very, very, very intentional.
Yes.
I mean, we're like, we move at a very fast pace, and sometimes even our own company, I don't think they even understand how intentional we are when we do things, because they've just never seen what we have ever done, right? So, but we are super methodical about how we do things, how we approach our marketing, how we approach our, even prospecting, new client acquisition, our personal brands, where we go, where we spend our time. Like everything is, not that it's calculated to a T, but we have now gotten into a groove where, we understand and can adapt to, where our goals are and what does this decision need to be made one way or another to get us to our goal.
The quickest summary for that is we are highly conscious of our time. Like we're super conscious of where we spend our time, how we spend our time. Like it's a valuable thing to us, and we just don't want to waste it. And we got goals to achieve, so we don't want to just hang out just to hang out over here somewhere if it's not of value to us. Like we're hanging out right now. This is a hangout session for us, but we know you, and we could hang out in other places as well, but it's like this is productive, and we get to sit down for a moment, take a breather, and talk.
But Connor has the better studio. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm gonna get you guys. I'm gonna get you some eyeballs and some ears too. Okay. So if you want to get to 75 million, all you have to do is drink blue Smurf blood. That's it. That's the ticket.
I got him on these weird juices now.
What is that even?
I don't know. Stuart was like, take the blue drink. I was like, all right.
It's good, isn't it?
What is it? What is it, though?
It was good.
Lacuna.
No. But what's the actual contents of the drink?
Have you seen our vlog? There's no point about Stuart the contents.
No,
of
I saw
any
you
drinks.
go on for 10 minutes about black.
Black
charcoal.
I don't know what's in the drinks I
He
drink,
knows it tastes good.
but I know they're good for me.
Okay, yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Key distinction.
Sure.
Do you know who I'm married to?
You're like That's true. Actually, yeah, you don't really even have to think about it that much.
No,
like
just drink
Kate's
it.
like, that's good. That's it. And you're like,
Exactly.
all right, I'm done.
Yeah,
Done.
Yeah.
Check.
I trusted it.
Easy.
It's from a local store right across the street.
I need to find a wife like that's. Yeah,
She's
Man.
the best.
Man, you two both have incredibly supportive wives, from what I
Yes,
can
we do.
tell.
Thank you. Yes.
Both of them are moving, shaking, going with you to events, supporting. Your wife started the Ladies of Denver too, didn't she?
Yep. They're in full swing right now. Just had their first event, and
Nice.
everyone gave it rave reviews. We couldn't go because we're not ladies, but
So
it
ladies,
was amazing.
Ladies, there is
Yeah.
a Ladies of Denver now.
There is. Go on IG full of ladies of Denver.
Yeah. So we were talking about the 75, and I think what's important to address here, and this is part of the reason I wanted to sit down and have this conversation too, is the 75. It's just a number. It's on paper. But here's the thing: is you're going to attract two people: the ones who are going to hate on you because of that, you're showing off or whatever, and the ones who are going to be inspired by that. But I'm always thinking, I'm like, dude, if I'm making $70,000 a year, or I'm making $75 million, like, and I'm a good person and I want to help people, can I not do more good doing 75 in transactions
100%.
than what you guys did last year? How much did you do last year?
40 million.
Yeah,
40.
Just over.
Can you not, and look how much good you did. Can you do good doing 75, do better doing 75 than you did 40?
We have to give way more.
And trust us when
We're
we
about
say
to.
we're about to make some announcements around. So watch our vlog, subscribe on our YouTube channel, Live Distinct, about why 75 and the impact that we can have when we achieve that goal. So there's going to be some tie-in with Denver Gents. There's going to be some tie-in with other stuff, but we're definitely thinking on that same lane.
Yeah. Yep. We got it planned. There's reasons behind the number that we're able to create impact.
Can't give us any tease, any sneak peek.
It'll be in the vlog.
It'll be in the
Be in
vlog.
the vlog.
Be in the vlog.
Be in the vlog.
This is a part of the vlog. What do you mean we're recording?
March 6th, the next vlog drops.
Yeah, the last one's awesome. I
Thank
love
you.
the shoot style of it. It's like that total I don't know. Dude, that's what's amazing about the world we live in is like that's something you would watch on like HGTV or whatever.
Nice. Shout out to Han, our videographer.
Yes.
Crushed it.
Crushing it.
Yeah.
Crushed it.
So cool. It's so fun to watch that. What were we talking about? So you mentioned something about time. And this is interesting too. I've interviewed guests I've had on that just totally has stuck with me is like it's not about what you can add into your life, especially in the world that we live in now. It's more about what you can take away and remove.
Yes.
And so how has that played a role? Like between the two of you, how do you know with the goals you're trying to reach, the people you're trying to help, the community you manage, how to allocate your time? What do you spend it towards?
Yeah.
Yeah. We, I think, because both of us are very geared towards impacting others, right? Like, it literally makes me feel bad when I can't go to a coffee. Like, I literally have that sliver of me that's like, I feel guilty about this for saying no. But sometimes you just have to do that because you know there's a bigger picture. I think, really, when it comes down to it, the impact that we can make just doing these types of things, right? Showcasing our daily lives, showcasing how we got to where we are, being open books, and then some of the Agent Daily Dose stuff that we'll get into in a little bit is all a part of trying at our best attempts to like give while we receive. But when it comes to like actually calculating our day and figuring out like, what do I do from 6 a.m. to sundown, you have to, the key to it, no matter who you are, is just that you have your priorities and you stick to them, right? If this doesn't align with my priorities, my top whatever, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things, I'm not doing it. Or I'm going to shelve it for a time when I can open up a new priority in my life. One of the things for me is like fitness. If I don't work out at 6 a.m. every morning, my day is just off. Like I'm off and I'm not as focused, I'm not as creative, I'm not as energetic. Like it really affects me. So I know when my alarm, hits at 5:15 in the morning and I definitely want to sleep, that like what's my priorities, right? What do I want to spend my time on? And it's that. It's so I can get into that lane.
Yep.
But everything else kind of falls into that, right? Where, if this doesn't have to do with our goal or our impact or anything, why am I going? And a good example is honestly like things like Nuggets games or, maybe like skiing, something like that. Like, we get asked to go on these trips all the time, and I hate saying no. I love having fun, but like I am super focused on my goals, and it's not stuff like that is not hard for me to say no.
Yeah.
It's not hard for me to say no.
We are actually, and this just came to me based on what Stuart was saying, but we're really almost addicted to the challenge of life. Like we're addicted to the challenge of like, oh, well, everyone's going skiing. Like, I could go, but I want to challenge myself and go and do this. I want to wake up at 6 and go to the gym because that's the challenge. Going and hanging and doing the skiing, that's the easy thing. That's the easier choice to make because right now, at that moment, immediately, it's fun, right? But then you missed out on 10 other opportunities that you can take advantage of or go and do. And it's like, do you want to challenge yourself every single day, or do you just want to coast? Like, we just don't have the mindset of being coasters. Like, we have to be, even like at the beginning of the year, when you were talking about removal of stuff, personally, we're always trying, like I call him, I'm going to try and not eat gluten. I failed, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to, at the beginning of the year, don't drink or do it. I'm like, I'm going to stop listening to rap music for 30 days. Randomly, we'll just start challenging ourselves throughout the year to remove stuff.
Yeah, I did tell him that one wasn't smart. Though.
The rap music
the
one
rap
was
music.
terrible. Were you in a shitty mood all the time?
Bro,
you were just in such a bad... What were you listening to as an alternative?
Right.
It was like, I was listening to like podcasts, motivational things, and then I tried to like listen to classical. I asked people for suggestions. Everyone gave me all these
reggae is kind of close to rap.
Yeah, I did. No, and got the Jamaican heritage, so it was good. But then some of it like included rap, so I was like, let me get out of that. Let me R&B, and then. I went to the gym and I was just like, oh my goodness. Like,
I'm not motivated.
And then like I made it through. I did have some secondhand
rap.
What
about Screamo? You guys got Screamo for that.
I had secondhand rap influence. I go to the office. These guys would be playing rap music. They're like, you need to close your ears. I'm like, no, that's secondhand rap. I'm okay with that. I'm okay. I can skirt
That's
through.
like secondhand smoke?
Yes,
is that the
exactly.
same thing?
It's not me.
I don't know, because you're still inhaling it.
No, I didn't hit play. They did. But seriously, it was...
He's like, hey, can you maybe turn on some rap? Just so,
but it was so funny, though, because... Again, it's an appreciation for a challenge, right? Because you come out of that challenge. I woke up in the morning. I turned on rap music so loud. I went to the gym. I was like, I don't know how you
find
get
a
through
new
life
appreciation for it
without listening to rap music.
Yeah.
And going to the gym. I was like, yes, no, back, let's go. What are we doing? I was texting Stu like all these things to do. I was all on it. So
yeah.
So everyone listening, what are your favorites then? Yeah, gotta drop those real quick.
Of music choices?
Yeah, of rap. Just real quick, just a couple top ones.
I'd listen to,
because I know people are wondering right now.
Drake. I listen to Drake.
Yeah.
I listen to.
I'll tell you, Nipsey
Hussle, Future,
Drake.
You two are so cute together.
yeah. What else?
I'll tell you what his favorites are.
That's a good. I'm good right now.
Those three, knock them out.
Yeah. Have both of you kind of always done that historically, or is this kind of more recently as you're starting to find yourself getting momentum in life, the removal of things has benefited you, or is that something you've kind of historically practiced quite a bit?
I practice it more now, but I've always done it.
I've actually always done it.
Yeah.
I think the last podcast we talked about, I grew up running, distance running, and that's a highly self-motivated and disciplined sport. You're by yourself, think with your own thoughts, like 99% of the time. You have a team, but like if you're, most of your training runs are solo or stuff. Exactly.
Soccer.
Right. So and I played team sports, but I was good at running, and that's why I went to college on a scholarship. And I always would challenge myself to like eliminate certain things out of my life. Really, honestly, the hardest thing I ever did in my life was stop hanging out with every single person I was hanging out with my junior year of high school, because they were not their lives were going in a way I could just tell were not like mine, or not where I wanted to be, right? Not where I wanted to be. And I went to a small country school, right, where it was just, now I'm like an emo kid. Like I just decided to be by myself because I had no good influence around me. So I've always been kind of evaluating my life and stripping things that I felt were not productive for me, or re-evaluating a relationship with something. Case in point, right now, first quarter challenge for us is no booze. We're not drinking in the first quarter. And
you stuck that the whole time.
I did 30 days. I did a solid 30 days. I'm not doing 3 months.
Oh, okay. He's not.
30 days.
So I'm doing 3 months. And
I did it last year, though.
It's hard.
I did last year.
Except for an intermission, because I won a trip to Vegas literally this weekend.
Oh,
so I'm having an intermission, and then I'll be off until April.
Okay, yeah. Justify however you want.
Right.
Yeah.
But the reason I did that is because I was like, I wanted to reevaluate my relationship with alcohol. Like it was just, I was coming home in like November, December, and I was like looking forward to grabbing a drink.
Just that one sneaky drink.
Just whatever. Like I was really like,
isn't that amazing?
Really looking forward to it. And it's like, I don't want to have, it felt like more of a dependency. I'm not dependent on alcohol, but
it's very rampant in like everything in our industry also revolves around alcohol, right?
Just business in general.
In business,
just
right.
in Colorado,
in
like how many breweries, how many social events are circled around alcohol.
Yep.
It is very, very difficult to break out of it. I've gone a whole year not drinking.
Yeah.
That's good. See, and like those types of challenges, whatever you want to call them, are so good for your mental health.
Yeah, it's just mental strength.
Like it's so good because it's you know what? Celebrate that, right?
Yeah.
Like achieving something habits are tough. Habits are really freaking tough to reduce and change and whatever. And when you make a habit out of re-habit forming, like your mental attitude towards it just becomes way different, right? Like this is easy now. This is I can do that. Done.
Yeah.
Right? Versus, oh my God, that's going to be so hard.
Yeah.
It's something with your brain that your brain wants things to be easier for you, and so it creates those habits, and then those habits build upon each other. And then you find yourself like, why am I having a drink every night? Like, why am I having a glass of wine every night?
Right.
Did you miss it a lot when you're doing it, or did you find yourself more productive? Like, what did you experience after cutting out for 3 days? Because, dude, you're a social butterfly at Denver. I mean, both of you are social butterflies at Denver. And again, it's like, it's so hard. Even that one drink. It's not like you're drinking to excess every night. But even that one, did you notice a difference the next morning? Your energy levels, your productivity?
I mean, definitely, like, I haven't really been a boozer in a long time, like, meaning, like, go out and get wasted or anything like that anyway. But you definitely, what you do realize is you realize the turn in your productivity by noticing what others do, actually, is what happens more. Like, you're like, oh, yeah, I'm chilling, and I'm the person. I'm fine going out to a venue where everyone's drinking. I'm cool drinking water and being there in that situation. But then by like 10 or 10:30, I'm like, I'm ready to go home and chill. And then the next day, it's like you want to communicate with the person who you're out with, and they're like, oh, man, like I'm in bed, man. It was a rough night. And I was like, all right, well, you call me when you got it back together. I'm going to work.
Yeah.
Like, again, and then you then just start thinking about that and think, man, how much of that has an impact on me and our business together, us taking steps ahead of other people, right? It's like, if you count the amount of times and hours of working, because I really look at hours and time and value, right? It's like, if you did that and you were down for 3 hours and you did that twice a week, or, even 3 times a week for some people, that's almost a day or a day and a half worth of work a week that I've put in that you haven't put in.
Yeah, and you're just recovering.
And you're recovering, right.
Like,
and then the next day when you go back, you're slower.
You're still tired.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's how you're able to gain advantage over competition in the marketplace, is like just competing with yourself in those situations, because the norm is that in the marketplace, to just hang out. Because some people kind of tell themselves that that's networking and I'm going to get business in those situations. And truly, and that's actually when the light bulb really went off for me, because I used to think that to myself. And then one day I looked back at my business. I think this was in like 2016, I think. I went back and like looked at where did this lead come from? How did I close this deal? Where did all these people come from? And literally realized not one person that I went out with in these social networking, I didn't close not one deal from them.
Yeah, it was the ones you were calling on.
Yeah, it was ones I saw and went coffee and went to lunch with who
Yeah.
turned into actual business. So I was like, yeah, that's pointless. You're only doing that. So that's a strictly fun thing to do just with your friends to hang out. It's not a productive business or life strategy. So I was like, forget it.
And not to say the yin and yang aren't important, being able to experience both, but I found that too. Like one of my starting this year, drastically cut down on alcohol. Not like I was of excess by any means either,
Sure.
but just like, maybe once a week, don't have that sneaky glass of wine while I'm cooking dinner by myself, like, stuff like that. And my productivity is like skyrocketed.
Yeah,
And it
good.
just builds on itself.
Yeah, nice.
Good. Sometimes, dude, you just like change little things. Maybe the
Tiny
impact
things.
is great, maybe it's
Yeah.
not, but like
Yeah.
you learn so much just doing it,
Definitely.
right? Like
Yeah.
so much.
My right now, my 3 months that I am doing is fitness. Like I'm 3 days a week dedicated to myself. I'm going to the gym.
Were you not doing the gym as much
No,
last
I
year?
was.
or-
My schedule, having a new baby, wife starting a business, kind of my day-to-day routine got a little bit mixed up. So I've just basically forced myself, like no matter what, I'm getting these, whether it's Sunday, Saturday, anytime I'm going. Like sometimes I get, I don't know if this happens to other people, but you just randomly, I'll wake up at 4 a.m. and like, I'm awake. Why am I awake? And I'm like, well, I'm awake. I'm just going to go to the gym like now and just crack it. So whenever I can, I know I'm cranking out 3 days, whether it's any time of the day in the evening. I'm not normally an evening workout person.
Yeah, I hate that.
I like it in the morning.
You too? You're morning?
Morning.
Yeah, I have
Dude,
to.
Strictly.
I don't get how people are like go through their day and
And
then
then work out. Yeah,
go hit
it's-
the gym.
it's not
Nothing
my
wrong with
preference.
it, but
It's-
man, I
it's-
could. Never.
It's not my preference, but just with family and balance, it's like anytime I'm just committed to doing it. But
You feel good?
depth so much better. Yeah,
Good.
so much more energy. You don't feel tired. It's good.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
So you one thing you meant. Sorry, Mike. One thing you both mentioned, and people reach out to you for help, for support. Same in other industries. I get hit up all the time, like, "Hey, can I take you to coffee? Can I, whatever?" And like, and it's a good thing. Like to have success, you need to be outreaching to people like Stu, like Delroy. But what are people doing wrong in these situations? Like, how can people improve the connection, add value to the connection? Because you guys have built so much awareness over the last couple of years, probably even worse now than ever before. People always trying to get your time, right?
Yeah, I think, I think timing is everything, right? Like sometimes you're just going to hit it right and get the coffee or get the internship or whatever. But always like approaching it with value or something that stands out is always like a critical one. And I'm not the first one to say this, but folks who like send like a little video about themselves or something like that. Here's a great example. We hired an assistant last year, and we made a call out to our Instagram audience to let them know we're hiring and everything. We got flooded with inbox requests of applications, and I did a simple reply back: send why you think you're good at this position to this email, right? And it went from maybe I'll call it 100 to like 10, 8 or 10, right? That much of a disparity. And it's like, even those 8 or 10, none of them got hired. Like they didn't make the cut. Yeah. But that's just the first thing, right? So knowing that like there's nothing that like if you're just reaching out cold, why do you deserve my time, essentially, right? Like I don't know, and that sounds a little calloused, but what is really the importance for me to take this meeting? I could take meetings all day, but what am I talking about? Am I talking about mentoring you? Am I talking about, do you want to know my story?
People just hit you most of the time, like, "Hey, can I take you to coffee?" with no like context around
and
it?
that's the second part of my little summary here is like the people who I end up definitely either relating with on social media, like having a back and forth discussion at minimum, or taking it the next step and actually spending some time face to face if I can, or on the phone, are people who are, have shown that they are really interested. One guy in particular, I had this just happen 2 months ago, really sticks with me. He's a sophomore in college, I think in Minnesota, and he found me. I don't even know how he found me, and he's like, hey, I really want to intern for you, essentially. Like, what can I be doing to help you grow your business? I love the $75 million goal. I want to help you get there. Like, that deserves at least a message back, right? In my world, right? Like, you have definitely, I'm going to engage in the conversation. You took the time to check out a little bit more about me, make a plug that's tying into something that I care about, the $75 million goal. And now, you're honestly, you're approaching this with a service attitude first versus a, just taker's attitude first. So long story short, I think that, that type of, starting the conversation in that way, initiating it with a sense of value is like critical in those situations.
Yeah. Don't hit us with stuff you can Google. Like, if you come at it from
and not even you, just
super
anybody.
This is just in general.
Yeah.
Like, if you DM me, which happens a lot, hey, how do you get your real estate license? I'm like, you just can Google it wherever you live and get the test done. Like, so you're gonna kind of shut down your opportunity because you're coming in with such a surface level question. Like you said, you didn't do any digging. You haven't started even the research and come to the conversation with like a good value proposition or a level of where we're gonna start building a relationship, right? I still reply. I'll give him the info, whatever, but I'm just saying to take it to the next level.
Because you're a good dude. You're gonna help him.
I just like helping, so I'll give the info. But I do actually tell him, I'm like, that's the wrong question. You should be asking X, Y, Z, or depending. I'll go and look at their page and say, well, you need to do this. This is what you should be thinking about, and different things. But when you're just trying to reach out to people, know who you're reaching out to, know why you're reaching out, and how you're going to build a relationship with that person for a reason. And that's authentic to both of you. Like, don't hit me up about like, I don't know, going out to the club or something. Like, I'm probably not going to go. Don't call Stu and ask him if he wants to go to McDonald's. Like, you could go on his page and see that he doesn't eat that way, so just be a little bit more aware of how you're going to start this relationship, because that initial touch could be your one and only shot to actually start building a relationship with someone.
It can make or break. And I still even think the approach that a lot of people are missing, even how that guy approached you, is like, hey, what can I do for you?
Right.
Versus saying, hey, I think I can do this, and this for you.
Yeah.
I'd love to intern for you.
Yeah.
So already coming to the table with value provided, and and it's interesting you said that too. I've put the calls out to get people to hire and stuff, and like the first question people are asking is, what does it pay?
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah. That's the last question.
Come on.
That's trying to go to home base before you've been on first. Like,
it's like,
people should know.
People are out there, I'm so hungry. I want the opportunity. Yeah. And then that's the first thing they're going after and showing that's all they care about.
Yep.
You basically showed your whole hand there. You showed 100%. Me who you are now.
You just care about the dollar amount, and that is never how you're going to build a long-term relationship with someone. If you come in asking about the pay, you don't even know the full potential of the opportunity.
So to close the loop on this assistant whole thing, because this is hopefully good tips for those who would be asking this question. When we interviewed our current assistant, Josh, who's awesome, the thing that we knew we were hiring him before he got in the elevator to leave.
You told him now he's going to know that.
Right. He's watching right now.
Yeah, don't get too cocky. But we knew.
I think that's good feedback to share, though.
But the reason we knew is because we asked him about his experience and whatnot, and he said, I see a lot of opportunities in ways where I can take burdens off your plate and add value to what you're doing already. We asked him for examples. He gave very specific examples.
He sent us an email with all the thoughts that he had about our business.
Yeah.
We were like, he's hired.
Before he came to the interview?
When we already knew we were going to hire him. At the interview, we told him to do that. And again, like Stu said, when he asked somebody else, when he had 100 people and he said, hey, just send me an email, 5 people replied. And then some of those people didn't even do what they just sent their resume.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So it probably came down to 1 or 2 people out of 100 that even followed the chain of events that Stuart told. This guy came in, didn't ask about pay. He just said, I'm here. I want to play a part of the team.
He saw the vision.
Yeah,
he saw the opportunity.
he's like, I know this is going to turn into whatever it's going to turn into. I want to be a part of it. I'm going to add value. We'll figure that out later. And that's the best way.
Yep.
Definitely.
Yeah, people think entrepreneurship is just starting your own business. That in itself is a form of being an entrepreneur. Like,
Definitely.
Dude, I see the opportunity. I don't know what's going to come from it, but I'm going to take action on it and then go from there.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Vision and everything. So, while we got a little bit time left over here, what advice are you guys giving out to like a real estate agent? Because how many real estate agents in Colorado are here right now?
Colorado, I don't know. There's
20,000
20,000 in Denver.
Is it 20,000?
Yeah. Yep.
It's a lot.
It's 20,000.
What would you share to somebody who's just getting started right now and is trying to build to the point where you guys are at?
Yeah. Well,
you should say that.
Yeah, funny you should ask, because honestly, we've been getting that question so much of our
paid later.
kickbacks for Connor. So one of the things that we've developed, because we keep getting
I brought
that
candlelight
question,
for some mood settings later. I don't know where that
okay, perfect. Light it up, Connor. We really went to the drawing board and thought, like, how do we answer this question better than we're answering it? And, because we like helping out. And again, we're open books. So we ended up creating a service called Agent Daily Dose. And if you go to www.agentdailydose.com, you can sign up. And it's a really unique subscription service where for $8 a month, basically you get a daily text message with shareable content that you can use in your business today. This could be something from motivational content, could be like a new trend in the real estate industry that, someone's talking about. It could be a new strategy or something like a to-do, a call to action, anything like that, where you're daily cued in to something that's going to make you better as a broker. If you are a new agent in the business, these things are, probably things you've never done before. If you're 15, 20 years into the business, it's good reminders and things that are, essential to just the ground game, the basics, the understanding of, how to be a productive real estate agent. And I mean, we're branding this as a digital coaching platform. Coaching is so expensive, like ridiculously expensive. This is like we feel the value is so disproportionate.
It's ridiculous.
What does it cost?
$8 a month.
Oh,
$8 per month.
Per month. Yeah, not per week or text message or anything. $8 a month. So that is our answer right now and forever is go subscribe. It's not just us that's going to be putting the content together. We have a large part in it, but we're developing a team around it and everything. So
top producers in the marketplace,
pulling them together to pull content.
Yep.
For your
that have
platform.
helped us and mentored us, and
you got to understand this type of content will cost you out the wazoo to get in any other platform.
Yeah. And the unique thing about it is not is it just only helping you better your business and putting you in a position to implement stuff on a day-to-day basis yourself, but it also actually provides you content that you can post on social media, right? So we're actually providing you content. So you're a real estate agent. Now you have an image or something that you can post on your social media platform yourself and get engagement from your sphere and generate, business from your circle.
So you're feeding them content that's worked for you.
Yeah, exactly.
To generate buzz and everything like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that for a lot of realtors is like social media and just technology in general, really, in real estate is growing at such a pace that a lot of the agents that have been in the business for 10, 20 years are great agents. They've got their sphere, they've been productive, but now they haven't taken the time out to just go back and kind of implement the social media or the content or the branding or things that today are important to the new consumer that's out there. So a service like this is going to help them quickly, get on point and get on tune to what's actually relevant today in the marketplace.
It's flipped on its head almost. It's like buyers need all that content to feed themselves before they come talk to anybody. Because again, there's so many agents out there.
Oh yeah,
it's like the one who's going to provide the value first, stay in front of you. That's the one who's going to
really
win the business.
like the tough part about like what we do is really keeping those things top of mind, right? There's always some ball that seems to be falling behind that you need to, kind of get back with the rest of the ball game, right? Where I think what we're trying to do is really arm agents with productive information that they can use in their business right now, today.
Well, most agents, brokers, all they do is spam their social feeds with their listings.
Oh, yeah.
That's all they do.
My
right.
Gosh, yes.
And that's probably, you guys mentioned towards the beginning, you're exponentially ahead of where other senior people in the same business have been for years and years.
Yep.
And you've surpassed them. So what have you done differently on social media that has helped support
It's not even social, right? Because it's more about the fact that there's so much low-hanging fruit to produce more business. Yes, you have to put in the work and work some long hours, make some phone calls you don't want to make when you're tired, all that stuff. But really, I think people get jaded by this business because they put in a little work and they put in 30 days of effort and they don't see a result. And they don't, they're not doing things consistently. Social media being one of those many layers of where to do that, right? Where if you post consistent, good content, some of it about yourself, some of it about your knowledge, and some of it about what you do in the industry, you are going to attract clients. You're just going to. And the way that you would do that is completely different than the way that I would do it. So it's perfect. On social media, it's the best lead generation that there is, in my opinion, from a cold prospect perspective, non-referral.
Yeah.
They're coming to me randomly because they know me already. They associate with my brand. If they're taking the time to reach out to me, I probably have them in the bag already.
Yep.
And that's only because I've shared things that are that they've been in tune with versus I don't care about your listing,
action.
dude. Like I don't care about, and this is the 5th time this month you've shared a market update. Like I don't even know what these numbers mean. Like that kind of thing.
So again, what have you, because if you go audit both of your social feeds, Facebook, Instagram, you guys need to get your LinkedIn game up.
We do. We just talked about that on the way here.
All right. Well, let's sit down. I'll help you guys out with that. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm also going to tonight sign up on your platform.
Hey.
Because even though I'm in a totally different industry, I guarantee you there's something I can learn from.
Let's do a double give back then. So
okay.
if we see Connor sign up to our platform today, then we'll come up with a coupon code for anyone that watches this podcast.
Perfect.
That if they sign up, what should we have the code be?
Should we do your last name?
Just do MHM.
MHM.
Code MHM. We'll post it out when we launch this. We'll put it in the when we launch this on iTunes and everything.
They'll get a free 30-day trial of the service and lock it in for $8 a month for life.
Free 30-day trial. Do you say 330?
No,
3 30-day trials.
Free. F-R-E.
So a quarter, no cost. You heard it right
free.
here.
30 days.
Yeah. See, but here's what's missing, guys, is like you guys are in a different industry that I'm in, but there's so much to be learned about how you're doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
So
and
there's lots
a
of
lot
value
of a lot of the content that is pushed through. I mean,
make sure you send me the promo code after you get launched.
We will.
Okay.
The content and the way we push it out, some of it is very real estate specific, but a lot of it is just for any business, any entrepreneur.
Take this information and you will do well by it.
Because all business is really, once you're in an entrepreneur, it's all the same. All business runs the same way when you're an entrepreneur. You've got to meet people, you've got to turn and sale. It's all the same.
And I guarantee you, if you guys want to get these guys' time, if you are subscribed on their platform, they see you engaging on social, you have value add with them, they're going to be more apt to support and coach you.
100%.
100%.
I won't give out too much info, but there are people that subscribed. We're going to see them tomorrow, and we're going out and hanging because
beautiful.
We know, because the thing is, if you sign up to something like that, we know that your mindset is, I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to do.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So we're like, oh, yeah, they're trying to do. We're trying to grow. Let's do this together and share ideas. So 100%. It weeds out a lot of the people who are like,
Yeah, it's one cheap Chipotle bowl a month, right?
Yeah,
it's
for
a
real.
no-brainer.
yeah, it's less than Starbucks.
Seriously.
It's cheap.
Yeah.
So.
So anything else you guys want to touch on that you feel like is important, top of mind right now?
Keep rocking, Denver. Denver, honestly, just like your audience and the people on this, I think that Denver is doing amazing things. Keep building community. People are still, this is still a culture. This is what I was attracted to. This is still very much a culture of open attitudes and, you know, helpers, givers, collaborators, you know, in by and large. And I think particularly on the younger side, call it like 20s to mid 40s, you know, entrepreneurs in Denver are really banding together. I've been seeing that more and more around here. Kudos to you for building a space where those people can be, you know, kind of accumulated in one place and share their word and message. Denver has so much more to grow, and I think people like us can really feel it, but we all need to keep empowering each other. So
Right. You see 10 years down the road, like you both probably look at it that way too. It's like, what's all this going to be in 10 years from now?
Oh my goodness.
It's just exponential on itself. It's insanity.
Yeah. And I really, truthfully, I love how the culture is taking shape around it.
I agree.
You know?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I would just say this is a time and a space, meaning here in Denver, that it is the groundwork for growth and to be successful is now. Like, don't just listen to this podcast and sit on your couch and not do anything. Like, don't just talk about your business and hope and think that it's going to come. Like, if you put in the work now and really go out and push yourself, like, you can grow and you can be successful in Denver right now.
And there might be no better place in the country.
Right,
than
that's what I'm
Denver
saying.
to do that.
This is it. This
It's like a garden. Like,
It's a garden. Fruit is on the
loom. If you try to
loom.
get started somewhere else, I mean, the community, it's crazy. People do not realize that's part of what this is about. This conversation is about. Is
people
like,
are open to it.
If you try to go do the business that you're thinking of in New York or California or Texas or whatever, like, dude, Colorado is so unique to be building yourself. Even if you're not
100%.
an entrepreneur and trying to start a business, even if you're a professional or a student that just wants to, you know, grow
or
expand.
get involved in a growing industry or whatever.
Jobs.
I mean,
lots of growing into lots of
everything.
cannabis industries.
the grows,
Dude, I need to
blowing
create a
up.
cannabis. I can't believe Dube. I haven't created something there yet, but I need to. So that's the only reason why I'm building these connections.
There's a guy that I
capitalize
know
on it someday.
that actually has the K cups that are
Keurigs?
the Keurig K cup is
Is
a
it coffee?
CBD coffee Keurig thing, so you can do anything.
Well, yeah, dude, these microphones have CBD. Like, it's all probably that drink, honestly. That's why Stu likes it so much.
No, this has got THC in it. It's starting to kick in. I feel it.
That's crazy. Well, guys, dude, I cannot thank you guys both enough for taking your time to come out here and share this. I was super excited to do this and just get together and just tease out what you're doing and everything. Shout out how people can get into contact with you the right way. Yeah. Get in contact the right way. Shout out your platform one more time. Do MHM. We'll just stick with MHM as
MHM will get you a free month on Agent Daily Dose, which again is just great daily text message content for any entrepreneur.
I feel like a baby drinking out of these things.
And if you want to reach us, our IGs are just our names. So at Stuart Crowell on IG.
Yeah, at Delroy Gill on IG. And if you want to follow our business page, Live Distinct on IG, live.distinct on IG. Our YouTube is where you should actually go, though. Follow us, our vlog, subscribe to our vlog, Live Distinct on YouTube. And that's really where you're going to get most of the stuff. If you're going to DM us, probably IG.
Slide up in the DMs, guys.
Slide in the DM.
All right. Thank you guys so much. And those of you listening, super grateful for you. Don't forget, subscribe. Always helps with the reach. Subscribe, leave a review, and we'll see you on the next one.